I built a PvP arc raider skill tree using math. You see, all of the skill tree descriptions are vague, without really giving you numbers to go off of. I did my own research on the tree to see what skills I would take based off of numbers. Now these numbers were collected by a lot of people who'll be linked down in the description, with the main person being the BluePawClaw. This guy is seriously a legend for testing out all of the available skills and providing numbers to what things actually do in an easy and digestible way. Without yapping any longer, let me show you the criteria for how I'll be building the skill tree. In my past 250 hours on the top side, I've done pretty much everything there is to do. Queens, matriarchs, projects, getting rich, you name it. Aside from one particular thing, and that is PvPing in solos. You see, if I want to be aggressive, I usually play this game in trios with my friends. You get kills, you get goop, it feels great. However, I rarely PvP in solos. So this season, I'm trying to build my skill tree to accommodate exactly for that. For my PvP skill tree, I'm looking for stamina regeneration during combat, increased maximum carry weight, mobility, utility outside of combat, and fast looting speed. This is my blueprint for building a successful PvP skill tree. To start, since we start with 10 extra skill points, I'm immediately putting mine into Marathon Runner and Youthful Lungs. These perks are invaluable. Marathon Runner provides you with 2 to 3 seconds extra sprint time at max skill points, and Youthful Lungs gives you roughly 27% more stamina bar. Combining both of these skills will make you run around the map around 45% longer before running out of stamina. After that, I'm immediately going into Survival Tree to start working on the faster looting speed side of the criteria. I'll first be getting in-round crafting, since crafting bandages and shields mid-raid is simply important to me even if I'm just PvPing, but also because after reset I don't have that many meds to bring. Then, going into Looter's Instinct, this perk provides around 30% increase in looting speed for containers, which is insane if you're a PvP player or not, and also fulfills the utility outside of combat requirement that I have on my list. My end goal with the Survivor tree is to reach Looter's Luck. For that, I still need to add 7 points into the lower half of the tree to reach Suffer in Silence. I put 5 of my points into Silent Scavenger and 2 into Agile Croucher. Now, people would usually swap these two around. However, after playing this game for some time, I now almost exclusively walk instead of crouching. The noise is about the same, but the movement speed is greatly increased. I don't think Silent Scavenger is crazy in any way or form, but it provides more utility for me than the other two, so I'll max it out. Suffer in Silence is a perk that I'm not too particularly excited about. I did use it before, and I'd say it got me out of sticky situations twice. Its impact is kinda weak for a medium skill, honestly. However, we need to take it to reach Broad Shoulders. This perk gives you 2 units of weight for every point you take, meaning that when it's maxed out, you'll receive 10 extra weight in any raid you go. It's very significant to pick up to carry more things. The last skill on the survival tree will be Looter's Luck, which is, in my opinion, is essential if you're going for PvP. Unlike Looter's Instinct, Looter's Luck also works on looting bodies, and not just containers. This is massive because the faster you loot, the faster you scoot. Numbers wise, at max level, you get to have 50% chance to reveal 2 things at a time. Very nice. And that's it for the survival tree. Yeah, unfortunately, I'll not be going for Security Breach because it does not align with my goals, at least for this season. Let's now move to the conditioning tree. In my opinion, it's kinda slept on in the community, while I feel like there's a lot of great options here. 5 points into Used to the Weight gives me 10% movement speed reduction per point, meaning that at max points, medium shields will only have 2.5% movement reduction, while heavy shields will be at 7.5%. I think this is worth taking every single time if you're going to be wearing medium or heavy shields in your runs. Then I'll be putting on 1 point into Gentle Pressure to reach Proficient Prior, where I'll be putting 5 of my points into it. Despite offering no significant advantage in PvP, it helps a lot with getting through doors and occasionally looting these servers. I'll be taking 1 point into Blastborn to reach Fight or Flight. I find 3 points in Fight or Flight to be ideal simply because if you run out of stamina, it gives you enough stamina to either dodge roll once or sprint away into cover. That should be enough points to pick up Unburden Roll, which gives a free sprint or dodge roll upon a shield break. Something to point out is that this effect is active for 20 seconds after your shield breaks, a very generous time to use this skill. With that, I'll now take a little extra and Loaded Arms. A little extra will usually give you a gray material depending on what you're breaching. However, what a lot of people don't know is that it has a pretty good chance to drop arc circuitry or motion cores from husks. So if you really want to farm circuitry for medium shields, let's say, this would be an easy way to do it. Loaded Arms is an amazing perk that helps you with carrying capacity. It effectively reduces the weight of a gun in your equip slot by half. This does include weapon attachments, meaning that if you were to use a Tempest with all of its attachments, instead of 13 units of weight, it will go down to 6.5. A solid perk that benefits you depending on the type of weapon you used. The heavier it is, the better the perk. For now, I'll move back to mobility side, but we will look into conditioning a slightly bit later. Returning back to mobility, I'll pick up 4 more points of Nimble Climber, just because I have to get the middle points. Picking up Carry the Momentum, this perk will give you around 12 meters of stamina-free distance, which is not much, but it does come handy in PvP. This opens up a window into the upper mobility tree, where the first thing I'll be picking up is Effortless Roll. At max points, it allows for 5 sprint rolls compared to the 3 you can normally do without it, which as someone who rolls a lot in this game, that is all you have to tell me. Crawl Before You Walk will be my next perk. This one genuinely surprised me in previous expeditions, saving me tens of thousands of coins worth of inventory values simply by crawling into extract faster or getting to my team faster to get rezzed. Numerically, it gives you around 50% faster crawl time, which is massive. Vigorous Volter is a 1-point perk that provides insane value for getting it. Based off of BluePawClaw analysis, it can give you anywhere from 10 to 25% increase in climbing speed depending on the ledge height or how long the climb is. Now at this point, I'm gonna go down and pick up 2 bottom right nodes, which are honestly not that impressive, but I need to get them to get Calming Stroll. I honestly used to be a Calming Stroll believer. Then I found out that walking and jogging is 2 different things. And then I became a believer again when I realized that walking is simply better than crouching. It's silent and it's faster. The only drawback is that you're not as hidden while standing, but for creeping up on people and getting faster stamina regen, it's honestly great. Off the Wall will be the last perk I'll be picking up before getting Vaults and Vaults and Vaults. Now the reason why I'm picking that up and not the Heroic Leap is because based off other people testing out that perk, it seems to not do much. And by not do much, I really mean nothing at all. Keeping the 6-meter roll distance and slightly influencing the animation of the roll. Off the Wall is a filler perk that could be fun in some cases, but also very niche. Finally, Vaults and Vaults and Vaults is a great perk that will make vaulting free, which just means you'll be able to do other things with your stamina. Very nice. The last 5 points will be going into the conditioning tree again. 1 point into Survivor Stamina, which gives 25% increase to stamina regeneration upon being critically low health. Then 1 point into Down But Determined to reach Turtle Crawl. This is where I'll be dumping my last remaining 3 points. From what I've read, it gives around 6% damage reduction from any sources when you're downed, which could be a difference between you getting finished immediately or making your enemies reload their gun one more time. With 86 points to spend, this is how my tree is going to look like. A mix of mobility, increased carry weight, and some general utility. There might be some things that are odd, like not taking Vault Spring or going really deep into the conditioning tree, but based on numbers, it just feels right for my playstyle. If you think otherwise, please let me know in the comments below. I read all of them and would like to see your opinions on what you are going to be doing with your skill tree. But that's all from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye!